Hello, hello. It is Testify Tuesday. Oh my goodness, I hope I'm not too loud. I should be okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, I fixed it, so hopefully it's not like blaring this time. Ah, shoulder popped. Anyways, alright, today we are starting in Matthew 23. Stream drinky today, just water, because I've been slacking on my hydration, so. Stream snack, nothing at the current moment. I also forgot to grab my physical Bible. And I cannot get up right now. I have a little kitty sleeping on my lap, so it's just impossible for me to get up right now. It's okay. Hello, Bronson. Hello. Oh, okay. Ads. Oh, wait till they're done before we start. I have this K-pop song stuck in my head because I literally just saw an ad that included it called Touch. It's an earworm. It is an earworm. I wish I knew the dance to it because from what I can remember, it's pretty cute. I'm trying with all my being not to sing it because I don't know it that well. We are waiting for us to be done. Yeah. I bothered my cat. Too bad. She's just gonna have to deal with it. Do 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 do. Oh, there it is. Okay. Bronson, our ad's done. Are they done yet? Man, they're taking forever. I have more ads starting soon, so that's unfortunate. Oh, sweet. Yo, what is up? I was just talking about how I forgot my physical Bible. And I am stuck in my chair right now because I have a tiny little kitty sleeping on my lap right now, so it's impossible for me to get up right now. So my physical Bible will have to wait till she decides to get up, and I don't know how long that'll be. She's so tiny. Okay. Anyways. She's never slept on my lap before. Or even snuggled with me for that matter. So, yeah. That's why it's most definitely impossible. You know what? I'm a little bit low. There we go. Alright. Snooze these ads. Alright. You just watched ads, so you get a little extra time. Okay, starting at Matthew 23. I'm a little out of it right now. Not out of it, but like my brain's a little everywhere at the moment. It's been a long day. Okay. Drink water. Now let's go. Gosh. Okay. We're gonna read verses 1 through 7. As per usual, NLT to LSB. Okay. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The teachers of religious law and the Pharisees are the official interpreters of the law of Moses." Or, the Pharisees sit in the seat of Moses. Interesting. So practice and obey whatever they tell you, and don't follow their example, for they don't practice what they teach. They crush people with... I thought I was reading that wrong at first. Anyways, they crush people with unbearable religious demands and never lift a finger to ease the burden. Everything they do is for show. On their arms, they wear extra wide prayer boxes with scripture verses inside, and they wear robes with extra long tassels. They enlarge their phylacteries. I'm sorry, what is that? And lengthen their tassels. And they love to sit at the head table of my goodness. And they love to sit at the head table at banquets and in the seats of honor in the synagogues. W pronunciation. Wow. Please tell me that's not sarcasm. They love to receive respectful greetings as they walk in the marketplaces and to be called rabbi. Then Jesus spoke to the crowds and to his disciples, saying, "The scribes and the Pharisees have seated themselves in the chair of Moses." I'm like 95% certain that that's how you say that. Sweet. Therefore, all that they tell you, do and keep, but do not do according to their deeds. For they say things and do not do them. And they tie up heavy burdens and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves are unwilling to move them with so much as a finger. But they do all their deeds to be noticed by men, for they broaden their phylacteries and lengthen... Okay, what does this mean? Small cases containing scripture texts worn on the left arm and forehead for religious purposes. Oh! 2 times, yeah. Okay, what is that verse that talks about, like, writing scripture on your forehead? That makes total sense. Small cases. So they wear extra wide prayer boxes. Is that... Oh, they broaden their phylacteries and lengthen the tassels of their garments. Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta look this up. Oh, hold on. hold on. We'll do this. Phylacteries. Okay. Also known as tefillin. They're a set of 2 small black leather boxes, each containing parchment scrolls with biblical messages that Jewish men wear during weekday morning prayers. One box is worn on the forehead and the other on the left arm fastened with leather straps to symbolize the literal binding of God's law to one's mind and heart. The practice is based on the commandment to keep God's words as a sign on one's hands and as frontlets between the eyes. Huh? Inside are handwritten parchments with 4 biblical passages. Okay, so they have specific ones. So my guess is, Law of Moses. I just want to make sure. I'm going to show a picture, but I just want to make sure. This is so interesting. I've never seen this before. If I'm not mistaken, it's not the Law of Moses, but something that was a part of their oral tradition. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I've never seen that once in my entire life. That's crazy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. On the arm. One tied to arm, the other placed on head. Pharisees had some crazy flexes. I mean, what? I mean, was this shown in The Chosen or like a Jewish bit? Oh, Bronson. Take that back. Okay. Interesting. This is wild to me. 'Cause what? Why is that so tight? That's crazy. Okay, let's just read that again, knowing the context now. Okay, the scribes and the Pharisees have seated themselves in the chair of Moses. Therefore, all that they tell you, do and keep, but do not do according to their deeds. For they say things and do not do them. And they tie up heavy burdens and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves are unwilling to move them with so much as a finger. But they do all their deeds to be noticed by men, for they broaden their phylacteries and lengthen the tassels of their garments, and they love the place of honor at banquets. They broaden their phylacteries, so like they take that box and like make it bigger and lengthen the tassels of their garments. I wonder if that means they lengthen the leather that was used for the phylacteries. The tassels are the what? I don't even want to try pronouncing that. The what? Is that a real word? Bronson. You can't just throw words at me like that. And they love the place of honor at banquets and the best seats in the synagogues. Oh, Kitty's dreaming. And respectful greetings in the marketplaces and being called rabbi by men. It's pronounced teetzeet. I would have never have guessed that, bro. It's believed that the teetzeets are what The sick woman reached out to grab on Jesus. Why? My little watermark is appearing. Hold on. Let me get her out of here. Hopefully that fixes it. She'll make her way back around. Okay, let me look this up too. I'm learning things today. Oh my gosh, of course, it's the first thing that pops up. Okay. Okay. It's a blue cord that was worn around the fringes of the garment near the waist. Oh, okay, no, I think I've seen those in like drawings and stuff. It wasn't oral Torah, but actual law of Moses Torah. Ritual fringes or tassels worn on the corners of four-cornered Jewish garments as a physical reminder of God's commandments. They are attached to a garment called a talit katan, a poncho-like undershirt worn daily, or to the corners of... Yo, no, this is sounding so much like, Mormonism? Where they have, like, super sacred underwear, basically. Undergarments. To the corners of a large prayer shawl called a talit gadol. The number of strings and knots on each corner represents the 613 mitzvot, commandments of the Torah, and the garment serves as a spiritual anchor during daily life. Okay, so this is what it looks like. That's not blue. There's a bunch of different ways you can tie it, I guess. This is like... looks like something from Amazon. Sorry. Interesting. Okay, I'm learning things. So the woman that was healed when she reached out to Jesus, it's believed that this is what she was reaching for. Interesting. Something we could look up. Actually, oh, goodness gracious. Okay. What passage was it? Because I think we've already read it. Woman touching Jesus's garment verse. Matthew 9:20-22. Matthew 9:20. Yo, no bad, what's up? Okay, I know I'm talking a lot. LOL, I'll let you read. No, please. I love the discussion. Talk all you want. What are we doing? I'm fashionably late as always. You know, you're good. We literally have only gotten 7 verses deep. So, you're fine. We're talking about different kinds of like wearable traditions. Jewish traditions that are talking about here. Let's see. Touch the hem of his garment, apparel, cloak, clothes, garment, robe. The hem. Oh, that is a fringe or tassel. Okay. of uncertain derivation. How do you even pronounce that? But I know what it means. A margin that is specifically a fringe or tassel or border or hem. Okay. Okay. Alright. I also don't have my physical Bible because I have a kitty sleeping on my lap, so. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. Anyways. She's dreaming. Girl. I have your other baby. It's okay. Okay. Verses 8 through 12. I'm being summoned to give honest her night-night hugs. BRB. Alright. Bet. Okay, we're in Matthew 23. We're reading 8 through 12 right now. Alright. Don't let anyone call you rabbi, for you have only one teacher, and all of you are equal as brothers and sisters. And don't address anyone here on earth as father, for only God in heaven is your father. And don't let anyone call you teacher, for you have only one teacher, the Messiah. The greatest among you must be a servant. But those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. You can probably hear my cat. She's being very loud. But do not be called rabbi, for one is your teacher, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth your father, for one is your father, he who is in heaven. Do not be called instructors, for one is your instructor, that is Christ. But the greatest among you shall be your servant. And whoever exalts himself shall be humbled, and whoever humbles himself shall be exalted. Okay. Verses 13 through 15. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites! For you shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You won't go in yourselves, and you don't let others enter either. Some manuscripts add verse 14. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of law and you Pharisees! You shamelessly cheat widows out of their property, and then pretend to be pious by making long prayers in public. Because of this, you will be severely punished. Oh. Girl. Gosh. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites! For you cross land and sea to make one convert, and then you turn that person into twice the child of hell you yourselves are. Whoa. Bro. I never realized just how much Jesus calls these guys out. I mean, how aggressive he is about it. Oh, kitty. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you shut off the kingdom of heaven from or in front of people or anthropoi. For you do not enter in yourselves, nor do you allow those who are entering to go in. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you devour widows' houses, and for pretense you make long prayers, therefore you will receive greater condemnation. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you travel around on sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he becomes one, you make him twice as much, a son of hell as yourselves. I gotta look up. Let me see if it's KJV. Okay, Matthew 23:13. Ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. Alright, that's it. Cool. Okay. Jesus really doesn't like false teachers and people who lead others astray. No, I mean, I think it's very clear. Oh, wait. I looked at the wrong. No, I didn't. Just kidding. But I wanted to look at this too. Yeah, convert. An arriver from a foreign region, that is specifically an exeter or convert to Judaism. Proselyte. If you ever have the time to go into what the Pharisees were doing, it's pretty wild. I think I'm gonna have to do a deep dive. Because I'm a little bit interested in the tea, if you know what I mean. Okay, 16 to 22. Blind guides, what sorrow awaits you? For you say that it means nothing to swear by God's temple, but that it is binding to swear by the gold in the temple. Blind fools, which is more important, the gold or the temple that makes the gold sacred? And you say that to swear by the altar is not binding, but to swear by the gifts on the altar is binding. How blind! For which is more important, the gift on the altar or the altar that makes the gift sacred? When you swear by the altar, you are swearing by it and by everything on it. And when you swear by the temple, you are swearing by it and by God who lives in it. But when you swear by heaven, you are swearing by the throne of God and by God who sits on the throne. My mouth can't keep up. Start with the oral Torah. You'll see what Jesus meant when he said they would put a hefty burden on the people. Right there, that's the oral Torah. When he says, and you say, he's referring to their actual doctrine. Oh. Alright, I gotta go momentarily. I'm in the middle of cleaning my church. Okay, bro. I'll try to catch the stream when I'm done. Word, go for it, bro. Okay, woe to you, blind guides, who say, whoever swears by the sanctuary, that is nothing, but whoever swears by the gold of the sanctuary is obligated. You fools and blind men, for which is more important, the gold or the sanctuary that sanctified the gold? And whoever swears by the altar, that is nothing, but whoever swears by the offering on it, he is obligated. You blind men, which is more important, the offering or the altar that sanctifies the offering? Therefore, whoever swears by the altar swears both by the altar and by everything on it. And whoever swears by the sanctuary swears both by the sanctuary and by him who dwells within it. And whoever swears by heaven swears both by the throne of God and by him who sits upon it. 23 to... Oh my goodness. 23 to 28.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my goodness. Why did I only hear that in my right ear? Hello? What's up, Snowfox? Okay. Alright. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are careful to tithe even the tiniest income from your herb gardens. But you ignore the more important aspects of the law: justice, mercy, and faith. You should tithe, yes, but do not neglect the more important things. Blind guides, you strain your water so you won't accidentally swallow a gnat, but you swallow a camel. Oh. Hi, Kitty. Are you awake? Oh, not really. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites? For you are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee! First wash the inside of the cup and the dish, and then the outside will be clean too. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Outwardly, you look like righteous people, but inwardly, your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. I would hate to be one of these Pharisees right now. Oh, hi. Good morning. You gonna go back to sleep or are you gonna sit here? Okay. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you tithe mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier provisions of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. But these are the things you should have done without neglecting the others. You blind guides, you strain out a gnat, but swallow a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Hello. But you clean the outside of the cup and of the dish, but inside they are full of robbery and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee. Singular. Is that a typo? It's not. That's singular. You blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and of the dish, so that the outside of it may become clean also. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which on the outside appear beautiful, but inside they are full of dead men's bones and all uncleanness. In this way, you also outwardly appear righteous to men, but inwardly you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Oh, this is a doozy. There's a reason they killed him. Bars. Yeah. This cat just fell asleep with her head in my hand. Bro. Lift the little noggin. Oh my gosh, she's out. Oh, I can't get over it. Okay, focus. 29 to 36. Now she's dreaming again. This is where you will be sleeping now, cat? Yes. Unfortunately, this is not the coziest seat. For her it is, but not for me. I forgot to grab a pillow to sit on. Oh my goodness. Okay, focus. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites? Bro. For you build tombs for the prophets your ancestors killed, and you decorate the monuments of the godly people your ancestors destroyed. Then you say, if we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would never have joined them in killing the prophets. But in saying that, you testify against yourselves that you are indeed the descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Go ahead and finish what your ancestors started. Snakes, sons of vipers, how will you escape the judgment of hell? Therefore, I am sending you prophets and wise men and teachers of religious law, but you will kill some by crucifixion, and you will flog others with whips in your synagogues, chasing them from city to city. As a result, you will be held responsible for the murder of all godly people of all time, from the murder of righteous Abel to the murder of Zechariah son of Berechiah, whom you killed in the temple between the sanctuary and the altar. I tell you the truth. This judgment will fall on this very generation. Dun dun dun! Woo! Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and adorn the monuments of the righteous, and say, if we had been living in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partners with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. So you bear witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up, then, the measure of the guilt of your fathers. You serpents, you brood of vipers, how will you escape the sentence of hell? Hello. On account of this, behold, I am sending you prophets and wise men and scribes. Some of them you will kill and crucify, and some of them you will flog in your synagogues and persecute from city to city. Excuse me, goodness. So that upon you may fall the guilt of all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly I say to you, all these things will come upon this generation. I could listen to this all day. He was such a boss. Seriously. Imagine also being the disciples sitting there and being like, oh, like, oh. I imagine that meme of like the dude just like standing there smug, and then his group of friends like tossing him around like, oh, you know. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Hello, Cyan. Okay, let's finish this chapter. I'm gonna lose it, bro. Yes, I know the meme. Good. I'm glad. Oh, little baby. Oh my goodness. I love kitties. She's just snoozing. Okay. Verses 37 to 39. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Bro shaking his head. Jerusalem, Jerusalem. The city that kills the prophets and stones God's messengers. How often I have wanted to gather your children together as a hen protects her chicks beneath her wings, but you wouldn't let me. And now look, your house is abandoned and desolate. For I tell you this, you will never see me again until you say, blessings on the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her. How often I wanted to gather your children together, the way a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you did not want it. Behold, your house is being left to you desolate. For I say to you, from now on, you will not see me until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Yahweh. Alright. Chapter 24. Let's go. We got 4 more chapters. An ad starting. So sorry, gang. We have 4 more chapters to go. in Matthew. That's insane. Maybe we just go through all of it tonight. I don't know. It's a lot. It took me 40 minutes to get through one chapter. I don't. I did a lot of research though, so it's fine. 51 verses. Okay. Okay. Alright, we'll wait till ad is over before we continue. Hello? Meow? That's what happens when you're going through definitions and Googling stuff. That's a good thing. True, true, true. I do like my deep diving. You're reading it crockpot style? Not microwave style, true. I like that. Crockpot style. That's good. Kitty. Meow, 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 meow. Ad starting soon. Boo, 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 boo. Meow, 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 meow. Little baby kitty. Can I massage your toes? Your beans? Will you let me? Oh, yeah. I think she's passed out. That's probably why. She's knocked. She's unbothered by me touching her beans. Yes, her beans. Oh, I just want to pick her up and kiss her little face, but she's sweeping. She probably doesn't even know I'm messing with her feet right now. Her little paws. Look at that tiny little baby claws. Oh. So cute, I could cry. Oh my goodness. Look at your little toes. Oh. Y'all with ads are missing it. Good morning. I'm touching your beans. I'm touching your beans. She don't care. She's going back to sleep. Oh. Sorry. Did you not like me touching your beans? She's going back to sleep again. Oh man. To be able to sleep like little baby kitties. She was bothered for one whole second and then started falling back asleep again. Oh my goodness. Okay. Are we back, gang? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Let's go. Matthew 24. Alright. We ball. Let's go verses 1 through 8. As Jesus was leaving the temple grounds, his disciples pointed out to him the various temple buildings. But he responded, "Do you see all these buildings? I tell you the truth, they will be completely demolished. Not one stone will be left on top of another." Later, Jesus sat on the Mount of Olives. His disciples came to him privately and said, "Tell us, when will all this happen? What sign will signal your return in the end of the world?" Or the age. Jesus told them, "Don't let anyone mislead you, for many will come in my name claiming, 'I am the Messiah.' They will deceive many, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. Nation will go to war against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world, but all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. Dun dun dun! What's up, kings? Alright, we just started with Matthew 24. We're reading 1 through 8 right now. So. And coming out from the temple, Jesus was going along, and his disciples came up to point out the temple buildings to him. And he answered and said to them, "Do you not see all these things? Truly I say to you, not one stone here will be left upon another, which will not be torn down." Now as he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when will these things happen, and what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" And Jesus answered and said to them, "See to it that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and will deceive many. And you are going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for those things must take place, and that is not yet the end. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and in various places there will be famines and earthquakes. But all these things are merely the beginning of birth pains." Matthew 24, oh boy. Yeah, we just had a fun time reading Matthew 23. Jesus going bonkers on the Pharisees. So yeah, this is a roller coaster right now. When Connor went into labor, When Connor went into labor, and I learned about the 3 stages of labor, some of these end times passages made a little more sense to me. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Let's go 9 through 14. It's crazy how, like, physical things can so... how do we even English, bro? Hello? It's crazy how physical things, like, not represent, but like, they can go hand in hand with, what am I trying to say, bro? It's almost like he left little clues for us everywhere. Yes, that's basically what I'm trying to say, but the words are not coming to me at all. Yes. I mean, Paul uses the word allegory, and I like that. Yes. Allegory! Yes! I was like, it's not metaphor. What is the word? Allegory. Bro, I took English a long time ago, okay? It's been a few years. And I didn't do well in the classes, okay? Oh, anyways. Verses 9 through 14. Then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers, or on account of my name. And many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. But the love of many will grow cold. That's crazy. Whew. Okay, but the one who endures 7 straight drinking, bro. I barely passed high school. Word, me too. Oh boy. COVID helped me out a little bit and ease some of that. They let us go easy, okay? But the one who endures to the end will be saved, and the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world, so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come. Then they will deliver you to tribulation and will kill you, and you will be hated by all nations because of my name. And at that time many will fall away and will betray one another and hate one another. Many false prophets will arise and will deceive many, and because lawlessness is multiplied, most people's love will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be proclaimed in the whole world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. COVID making me feel old. I was already a working man during COVID. Oh, man. Big womp. Big womp, bro. COVID was crazy times. And everything was shut down. My teachers basically gave me A's, and I didn't have to do any work for that. Like, especially like that first semester of COVID. I was like, heck yeah. Great times. I literally got to sit at home and do nothing, so I had it so easy. Okay. 15 to 20. 15 to 22. The day is coming when you will see what Daniel the prophet spoke about, the sacrilegious object that causes desecration, standing in the holy place. Reader, pay attention. Hello? Matthew, okay? Okay, I'm paying attention. Then those in Judea must flee to the hills. A person out on the deck of a roof must not go down into the house to pack. A person out in the field must not return even to get a coat. How terrible it will be for pregnant women and for nursing mothers in those days. And pray that your flight will not be in winter on the Sabbath, or pray that your flight will not be in winter or on the Sabbath, for there will be greater anguish than at any time since the world began, and it will never be so great again. In fact, unless that time of calamity is shortened, not a single person will survive, but it will be shortened for the sake of God's chosen ones. I can't imagine being a disciple here, listening to this, being like, Lord, what do you mean? What translation is this? I like that. Reader, pay attention. This is NLT. I have, on the left side I have NLT, on the right I have LSB, which is like NASB, but they replace servant with slave because slave is the more accurate term, basically. What I read says, let the reader understand. Yeah. That's LSB or NASB. Girl, I really need a pillow under my toast right now. My booty hurts. She's passed out. Her face all scrunched up. Her front legs are crossed. Oh my gosh. I wish I could show y'all. Hold up. Oh no, don't move. You little turd nugget. Oh, sorry. I bonked the mic. I need your face. Holy moly. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yes, the end of the world. Alright. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation, whoa, bars, which was spoken of through Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, let the reader understand. Then those who are in Judea must flee to the mountains. Whoever is on the housetop must not go down to get the things out that are in his house. Excuse me. And whoever is in the field must not turn back to get his garment. But woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies in those days. For pray that your flight will not be in the winter or on a Sabbath. For then there will be a great tribulation, such as has not occurred since the beginning of the world until now, nor ever will. And unless those days had been cut short, no life would have been saved, but for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short. Alright, I gotta hit the lurk mode. Word. Have a great rest of your stream. Much love. God bless, bro. 23 to 28. Then if anyone tells you, look, here's the Messiah, or there he is, don't believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even... I'm gonna reread this. 23. My brain did not compute anything I just read. Then, if anyone tells you, look, here's the Messiah, or there he is, don't believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even God's chosen ones. See, I have warned you about this ahead of time. I know for a fact people are going to be using AI to do this nonsense. I just know it's coming. I know it's coming. I freaking hate AI, bro. Ooh. Hate is a strong word, but it's true. So if someone tells you, look, the Messiah is out in the desert, don't bother to go and look. Or, look, he is hiding here. Don't believe it. For as the lightning flashes in the east and shines to the west, so it will be when the Son of Man comes. Just as the gathering of vultures shows there is a carcass nearby, so these signs indicate that the end is near. Then if anyone says to you, behold, here is the Christ, or there he is, do not believe him. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and will show great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even the elect. Behold, I have told you in advance. Therefore, if they say to you, behold, he is in the wilderness, do not go out. Or behold, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe them. For just as the lightning comes from the east and appears even to the west, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. Wherever the corpse is, there the vultures will gather. I just heard the other day about people creating AI Jesus that you can talk to and receive forgiveness from. It's evil stuff. And some churches are apparently using it. I'm not surprised. As soon as they started using, like, I saw a video where a church showed, like, somebody made, like, a Charlie Kirk AI, and they asked him, like, something. I don't remember exactly. And, like, the way he spoke sounded just like Charlie Kirk, except if you're aware of AI, of how AI sounds, it doesn't quite sound human. And so it was, to me, it was very obvious, but I know to a lot of people it might not have been. But, like, it sounded so Charlie Kirk and so, like, Jesus-y, and, like, As soon as I saw that video, the few seconds it started, I was like, oh heck no. 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 And I mean, at least the pastor was upfront and was like, yeah, this is AI. But people, you cannot take the AI's words and like, you can't attach the AI to the actual person. Like, you just cannot do that. Because the AI is not the person. Charlie Kirk is gone. He never said those words. Yeah, they were really nice words to hear, but that does not mean that they came from him. So, and I know, how would you even know what Jesus sounds like? Like, what? Bro, I just can't. I can't. Ugh. AI, man. I mean, I feel so strongly about AI. I know AI has its benefits. Like, without AI, I wouldn't even be able to stream. Like, this computer would not exist, you know? But there's certain levels to AI that are fine. But past a certain point where the AI is like literally taking people's jobs and also pretending to be other people, it's crossed the line. It's crossed the line. I just can't. Ugh. Like, I was watching something on Tubi today, and on that app, like, I get ads and stuff, but they're like normal television commercials, And I was watching it, and I was actually like, whenever an ad started playing, I was relieved. And it actually made me miss like actual television, like satellite television, because the amount of ads I see anymore that are just like probably 75% of them having some sort of AI in it, whether it's the voice or the video or just literally any, or the art or whatever it may be. Like, ugh, ugh. I can't. Like, if you're gonna give me an ad and you're actually proud of this product that you did, show me something genuine, because AI is it's just an easy way out. It shows no effort. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Just ick. Ick. And I mean, like, I give some grace to some people who have like AI logos or profile pictures, because I don't know, they may not have the same passion that I do towards it, and they also may not know just how much like energy and resources that AI takes. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I hope more people become aware of how dangerous it is, not just for the planet, also for us people, Anyways, rant over. Gotta head to bed. I can't stay up late. Gotta be up early for work. Good night. Good night, Kings. God bless you, bro. Alright, we're gonna finish out this chapter. Maybe start with the next. Oh, hello, little kitty. Hello. Meow, meow. Okay. 29 to... let's just do 29 to 31. Hello. Immediately after the anguish of those days, the sun will be darkened, the moon will give no light, the stars will fall from the sky, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. And then, at last, the sign that the Son of Man is coming will appear in the heavens, and there will be deep mourning among all the peoples of the earth, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send out his angels with the mighty blast of a trumpet, and they will gather his chosen ones from all over the world, from the farthest ends of the earth and heaven. But immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from the sky, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. And then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky with power and great glory. And he will send forth his angels with a great trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the sky to the other. Verses 32 to 41. Now learn a lesson from the fig tree. When its branches bud and its leaves begin to sprout, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see all these things, you can know his return is very near, right at the door. I tell you the truth, this generation will not pass from the scene until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will disappear, but my words will never disappear. What? However, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen, not even the angels in heaven or the Son himself. Only the Father knows. When the Son of Man returns, it will be like it was in Noah's day. In those days, before the flood, the people were enjoying banquets and parties and weddings right up to the time Noah entered his boat. People didn't realize what was going to happen until the flood came and swept them away. That is the way it will be when the Son of Man comes. 2 men will be working together in the field. One will be taken, the other left. 2 women will be grinding flour at the mill. One will be taken, the other left. Hello. Good morning. Oh, big yawn. Oh, I know, little kitty. It's okay. Oh. Do you want to say hi? Yeah. Oh. Do you want to go to your siblings? Okay. Oh. Hold up. Here. Mom is here. Over here. I'm sorry. Here you go. Okay. Now we can continue. Alright, 32 to 41. Now learn the parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth its leaves, you know that summer is near. So you too, when you see all these things, recognize that he is near, right at the door. Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass. But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father alone. Excuse me. For just as the days of Noah were, so the coming of the Son of Man will be. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and they did not understand until the flood came and took them all away. So will the coming of the Son of Man be. Then there will be 2 in the field, one will be taken and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding grain at the mill. 1 will be taken and 1 will be left. Whew. 42 to 51. We're just gonna knock it out after the ad. It's Mr. Baby. I know. Oh, stretchies. Are you? Hello. Who is this? Sorry, that's super loud. Oh. You're not Mr. Baby. Who are you? I forgot. Oh my goodness. This little girl just hopped over one of the legs of the chair and totally did a somersault. It was hilarious. I'm so sorry. That's probably really annoying. Who's sniffing my foot? I have a bunch of kitties in here. They will probably be here for streams to come. I guess during this ad break I could probably grab a pillow to sit on. BRB. Okay. Ad break ending in 20 seconds. We shall continue after. We're almost there. I wonder how long the next chapter is. Oh, hello, community. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back from the ads. Oh, goodness. Okay, I grabbed a pillow. Let's continue. 42 to 51. So you two must keep watch. Oh. For you do not... Oh my goodness. So you two must keep watch. For you don't know what day your Lord is coming. Understand this. If a homeowner knew exactly when a burglar was coming, he would keep watch and not permit his house to be broken into. You also must be ready all the time, for the Son of Man will come when least expected. A faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his household servants and feeding them. If the master returns and finds that the servant has done a good job, there will be a reward. I tell you the truth, the master will put that servant in charge of all he owns. But what if the servant is evil and thinks, my master won't be back for a while? And he begins beating the other servants, partying and getting drunk. The master will return unannounced and unexpected, and he will cut the servant to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know which day your Lord is coming. But be sure of this, that if the head of the house had known at what time of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have allowed his house to be broken into. For this reason, you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour when you do not think he will. Who then is the faithful and prudent slave, whom his master put in charge of his household to give them their food at the proper time? Blessed is that slave, blessed is that slave whom his master finds so doing when he comes. Truly I say to you that he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But if that evil slave says in his heart, my master is not coming for a long time, and begins to beat his fellow slaves and eat and drink with drunkards, the master of that slave will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour which he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Whew. Alright, Matthew 25, let's see. Also kind of lengthy, but I think we can do it. This will probably be the last chapter. I think. Yeah. I don't want to end stream now. So let's just go through one more chapter. Alright, let's go verses 1 through 13. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids, who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them who were foolish and 5 were wise. The 5... Whoa! Who was I? I was talking to somebody about this several weeks ago. I remember. Okay. I think it was a different topic, but it was brought up. I don't remember now, but man. Okay. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough olive oil for their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. When the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, they were roused by the shout, "Look, the bridegroom is coming! Come out and meet him!" All the bridesmaids got up and prepared their lamps. Then the 5 foolish ones asked the others, "Please give us some of your oil because our lamps are going out." But the others replied, "We don't have enough for all of us. Go to a shop and buy some for yourselves." But while they were gone to buy oil, the bridegroom came. Then those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was locked. Later, when the other 5 bridesmaids returned, they stood outside, calling, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But he called back, "Believe me, I don't know you." So you too must keep watch, for you do not know the day of or hour of my return. Then the kingdom of heaven may be compared to 10 virgins, who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. Now 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were prudent. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but the prudent took oil in flasks along with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom was delaying, they all got drowsy and began to sleep. But at midnight there was a shout, "Behold, the bridegroom! Come out to meet him!" Then all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the prudent, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But the prudent answered, saying, "No, there will not be enough for us, and you too. Go instead to the dealers and buy some for yourselves." And while they were going away to make the purchase, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other virgins also came, saying, "Lord, Lord, open up for us." But he answered and said, "Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know the day nor the hour." Alright, verses 14... 14 to 20. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they used his money. The servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, "Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more." We're going to read to 22. The master was full of praise. "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to entrust, and I have earned 2 more." To 23. The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." For it is just like a man about to go on a journey, who called his own slaves and handed over his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, each according to his own ability. And he went on his journey. Immediately the one who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and gained 5 more talents. In the same manner the one who had received the 2 talents gained 2 more. But he who received the 1 talent went away and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those slaves came and settled accounts with them. And the one who had received the 5 talents came up and brought 5 more talents, saying, "Master, you handed 5 talents over to me. See, I have gained 5 more talents." His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful slave. You were faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master." And also the one who had received the 2 talents came up and said, "Master, you handed 2 talents over to me. See, I have gained 2 more talents." His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful slave. You were faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master." Alright, 24 to 30. Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, "Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back." But the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it." Then he ordered, "Take the money from the servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." And the one also who had received the 1 talent came up and said, "Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. And I was afraid, and went away and hid your talent in the ground. See, you have what is yours." But his master answered and said to him, "You wicked, lazy slave. You knew that I reap where I did not sow, and gather where I scattered no seed. Therefore you ought to have put my money in the bank, and on my arrival I would have received my money back with interest. Therefore take away the talent from him, and give it to the one who has the 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more shall be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who does not have, even what he does have shall be taken away. And throw out the worthless slave into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Ooh. 31 to 40. But when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit upon his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered in his presence, and he will separate the people as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will place the sheep at his right hand, and the goats at his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me into your home. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then these righteous ones will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink, or a stranger and show you hospitality, or naked and give you clothing? When did we ever see you sick or in prison and visit you?" Lost my place. Sorry. I'll read it 40. And the king will say, "I tell you the truth. When you did it to one of the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you are doing it to me." Oh, okay. But when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on his glorious throne. And all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them from one another, as the shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will put the sheep on his right and the goats on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom which has been prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." Then the righteous will answer him, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? And when did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you?" And the king will answer and say to them, "Truly I say to you, to the extent that you did it to one of these brothers of mine, even the least of them, you did it to me." 41 to 46. Then the king will turn to those on the left and say, "Away with you, you cursed ones, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his demons. For I was hungry, and you didn't feed me. I was thirsty, and you didn't give me a drink. I was a stranger, and you didn't invite me into your home. I was naked, and you didn't give me clothing. I was sick and in prison, and you didn't visit me." Then they will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick in prison, and not help you?" And he will answer, "I tell you the truth, when you refuse to help the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you were refusing to help me. And they will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous will go into eternal life." Then he will also say to those on his left, "Depart from me, accursed ones, into the eternal fire which has been prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." Then they themselves also will answer, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not take care of you?" Then he will answer them, saying, Truly I say to you, to the extent that you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. Whew. You know, I kind of noticed something. I wonder, so in recent chapters, or just in general, whenever, oh goodness, whenever Jesus is talking and he talks about eternal life, in NLT he says eternal life, but in LSB he says life in general. Until now. I don't know if I can find an immediate example. I want to say it was brought up fairly recently. I'm not sure. Okay. Maybe I'll find an example later. Alright. Oh man. The next couple chapters are gonna be rough. Oh, they're gonna be so rough. Okay. Oh man, things are about to go down. Let me bookmark this. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, that is the study of the day. There's a lot of aiming at the Pharisees. And then, man, I was not prepared for that. Talk about the end times. Oh man. I think the end times scare me, but not necessarily like for myself. I mean, I have my days where I'm like, I'm such a horrible person. You know, I don't deserve to be saved. You know, I think as we all do. But it's mainly for like, if Jesus comes and, you know, people I love, or like even just like hardly know, aren't saved or don't really know Jesus, I think that's what scares me, you know, is their fate. And, you know, sometimes like it, especially those people who, you know, like you've had multiple come to Jesus talks with them and they're just not budging. That always makes me so nervous, man. It makes me so nervous. I'm like, oh, please, just accept Jesus into your heart. I can't take it, you know. Like, I just want to see you in heaven, man. Like, and I know it's deeper than just heaven, you know? Like, I mean, yeah, heaven is like one of the ultimate goals, I guess. But it's also, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, heaven sounds absolutely amazing, but I think the most amazing part will be seeing those who have already passed and like reuniting with them, and even people who I've never met, like ancestors I've never met, and meeting them for the first time. That just seems so cool. Or like, I don't know. I'm sure there's many quote unquote famous people, you know, who are up there. Like, oh my gosh, imagine meeting like C.S. Lewis and like I don't know. And I don't know. I also have this strong feeling that like Van Gogh is also up there, you know. I don't think he took his own life. Um I don't know. I know that's a big conspiracy or whatever, but anyways. And then of course meeting Jesus, like hello? Who doesn't want to meet Jesus? I mean, if you're a believer, obviously. Goodness. Now I'm just yapping. I suppose I suppose I suppose I should just call it in for the night. Oh goodness. I wonder if there's anyone to raid. There's quite a few, actually. Let's go raid. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of people streaming tonight. That's crazy. Okay. A lot of people I know, I mean. Ooh, somebody else doing a Bible study? Oh my goodness. 2 people? 3 people doing Bible studies? Oh no, how to choose? Okay. Let's oh no, this is tough. Let's go VP. Rival Prophet time. Let's go. We're gonna raid. Alright. Alright. Have a good day or night, whatever time of day it is for you. And God bless, and I love you. Bye. Typed it so fast because I thought I was running out of time. Bro, no, you were actually.